I need to keep it real with you before we even get into the video. This is not me trying to sell you a dream. I'm not about to sit here and pretend I figured everything out at 17 and now my life is just traveling the world and working 4 hours a day, because it is none of that. The truth is, 4 years, I had absolutely no clue what I was doing. I made money, I lost it, and I ended up back at minimum wage jobs I did not want. And for a long period of my life, I genuinely thought business wasn't for me anymore. I was ready to quit forever. And then one skill changed everything, but not because it made me rich overnight, but because it gave me a way back in. It rebuilt my belief in myself, and it eventually put me in rooms with people who completely changed the trajectory of my life. So if you're young, you're stuck, and you have no clue what to actually pick or learn, this is the story I wish someone told me when I was 16. When I was 14, I was living in a small town in Ireland called Galway, both with my parents and also my older and younger brother, so me being the middle child, of course. And this was the time everything got hit by COVID, so schools were shut, parents were at home, everybody was just kind of like not really doing that much. And it was chill, like it was fine for a while where, you know, you play Fortnite with your boys or you do whatever you want, but after a while I just started to get kind of sick of it, I'm not gonna lie. And to be honest, it just kind of made me feel useless. And that's the thing, when I speak to people and they're like, how have you been making money since you were 14? You must be some prodigy. I'm like, no dude, it was COVID, I was bored and I just needed something to do. So I went on YouTube and I searched up how to make money online. I think an aspect of it as well was I kind of knew that it wasn't on a great, terrific path. Like, I know it's not the usual thought for a 14-year-old, but you gotta realize I was born in a middle-class family. My parents are from the poorest country in all of Europe, Moldova, and we weren't born with crazy opportunity. We were in a medium town, in a medium country, no offense, and there wasn't that much growth, to be honest. Even though I was 14, I still kind of knew I wasn't gonna go on a great path. So yeah, I was on YouTube and I was like looking for ways to make money online, and I stumbled across something called Instagram theme pages from some guy named Bia Heza on YouTube, which you guys probably know, he's the GOAT. And obviously I was still in school, I was like 14 years old, but at 15, I made over $10,000 in a single month with theme pages. And I'm not saying this to think, oh my gosh, I'm great. I don't know how the hell I did it, bro. I was an idiot. Obviously, in the moment, I was a little bit egotistical, just a bit, but I thought I was amazing. I was like, yeah, dude, I made 10K in a month at 15. I'd make more than the teachers. When things go good, things must go bad. The month after I made over $10,000, my business dropped to $1,000 or $2,000 the month right after. And that was scary. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Long story short, that kind of fizzled out and I got into crypto next because my mentor was going towards it. A lot of people I knew was going towards it. And at 16, I lost over $10,000 in less than 72 hours. What's crazy is because what looked like an easier opportunity, low-key kind of screwed me over. And I'm not gonna lie, it was a pretty numbing few days and week. I was kind of like, do I stick to it? Do I just like leave? Do I find something else? Is this even for me? And over time, I started to convince myself that that was the truth. That I got lucky, that it was never gonna happen again, that business was terrible and it was very difficult and it wasn't for me. And I had quit forever at this point. And a year later, being done with crypto, being done with theme pages, being done with all my money, I found myself pushing trolleys at a supermarket for like 14 euro an hour, which was fine. It wasn't an inherently bad job. I would just like listen to podcasts on Spotify the whole time I worked and like find coins. So I'd have days where I'd make like 30 euro just in coins. It wasn't bad, but eventually I saved up money so I could go solo traveling, and I did that for a little while, came back and needed to make more bread. And I don't really talk about this because I'm embarrassed, but I applied for like 30 jobs, but every job declined me, except for one. Funny enough, that didn't work out because I didn't go to the interview. So I asked my friend who worked at like a pretty low paying job, it was like 10 euro per hour at a fun fair, to refer me. And he did, and I got the job because it was like lowest barrier to entry ever. Like anybody could get this job. Let me put emphasis on anybody could get this job. I was working with illegals, drug addicts, people that would drink on the weekdays and the weekends. The reason it was so easy to get this job was because so many people would quit, because you would have days where you would show up and then they would just cancel and then you'd go home with no pay. There's this running joke, if you're like in your late teens or early 20s, that if you really need money, you'll sell your PlayStation. And when I was working at the fun fair, I did exactly that. I sold my PlayStation, which is dark. I had to explain that to my brother. And I was flipping iPhones on the side because I was like quickly running out of money and I was just ashamed of myself. I was like, you know, I used to make real money. Now I was like barely getting by. You got to keep in mind, my parents stopped kind of like providing for me since I was 14. I started making money at 14, and they would see that and they were like, oh, you're self-sufficient now. And I was like, yeah. Not that my parents are bad people. My parents are amazing people. Like, I had a great upbringing, but they just like thought I was self-sufficient, and I obviously didn't want to admit that things were bad now. But once in a while, I remember this moment that is very, very pivotal to the whole changing of my life, to say the least. My brother has this older friend who is in very good shape. He's like a really nice dude. He works really hard and he has like a good job and everything. And once in a while, I would go to the gym with him or I'd speak to him. He came to our house one day. He was like high energy. He was just talking. He was like, bro, you figured out the online money thing and then you just quit. You figured business out. You did what most of us could not do. Why would you stop? And it's like, this is someone who I look up to. And he's telling me like, bro, you had it and now you don't. Like, there's no ego in this. There's no rebuttal. You can't fight it. You can be as fragile as you want. You're not who you used to be, is the way I kind of took it. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I used to make money online. I used to actually be on a really good path. And it just got worse and worse and worse. And maybe you hear this story and you're like, yeah, but it's not that bad. You're working a decent job. But contrast, when you're making money online and you're making an extortionate amount of money versus working at a fun fair, selling your PlayStation, it's pretty difficult to accept when you're at rock bottom. But if you never admit rock bottom, it only gets worse. And for me, that was like a mental timestamp of the big graph of when it gets terrible and you're at your all-time low, and then the turnaround. Because since that conversation I had, everything changed. And that is the part of my story where most kids my age just settle. You get used to it, you stop trying, but something happened that summer that completely flipped my reality. I was running out of money, I was stressed out, and I had university coming up soon. And I honestly got desperate because I knew that I'd have to quit the fun fair soon anyway for university, and I needed something fast, which always sounds like a terrible thing. So I went through my contacts and I messaged everyone I knew who had used to make money online with me back in the day when I was 14, 15, 16. And out of everyone who I messaged, there were like 1 or 2 people left. Everybody else had quit. And one of them was something called an appointment setter, and he was making like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month from his phone, which sounds crazy. And he told me he was roughly working like 4 hours a day, which I then realized was a terrible way to advertise appointment setting, because honestly, it is a lot more work than just 4 hours a day. I know this sounds crazy to hear from me because I've already done online money. I'd be the last person to have these limiting beliefs, but I was like really skeptical when he was telling me about it. He wasn't trying to sell me anything. He didn't have anything to sell me, but I thought most online money things were a scam, even though I used to do it before. But when I started to kind of break down the numbers and do the math, I realized the offer owner doesn't really lose anything by hiring a setter. They need someone anyway. They don't want to do it themselves, so they're actually losing money by not hiring somebody. So they're gonna hire. Like, I understand that. And that's when I realized, 4 hours per day is what I was marketed. I was like, I can do this on the side of my fun fair job and it'll be fine. Long story short, out of some desperation and no other option, I just started. I was getting on calls with coaches doing like 5 to 6 figures a month. And I've always kind of had an ego, as you could tell when I speak today. But it made me realize like these coaches are not any better than me. These online guys who are making tens of thousands of dollars, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, are not better than me. They just know something I don't. Like, they were normal people. They weren't insanely smart. They weren't better than me. And that's when I realized, well, if they can do it, there is no reason why I shouldn't be able to do it. So I decided to go all in. I optimized my account. I started doing outbound for offers, and I watched like 30 hours of YouTube videos trying to learn setting in the span of like my first week. I'll be honest, the YouTube content was so bad, like I genuinely had to figure that out the hard way. And the only reason I wasn't totally cooked when I was doing outreach was because I had done outreach before and I kind of knew how these business owners thought and what I should say and not say. One thing I really respect about myself is my level of autism and ambition and like obsession. When I was working my fun fair job, every spare moment I had in between the shifts, I was always on it. Even when I was working, I was always on it. Up until one point, one guy got really annoyed at me that I was working with, and he was like, bro, just like get off your phone, just do the job. Within a week, I ended up landing a couple of interviews, and within a few days from that, I got on my first offer. And it was an Amazon FBA offer. I was doing like 15 to 20K per month. No base pay, no bonus, not amazing. It was like 5% commissions, which is like below industry standard if you look at like base pay and bonuses being a thing now. I started booking in calls, and within like my first week, I got my first few sales, which didn't really feel crazy. I wasn't like, oh my God, my life has changed. I already kind of felt online money before, but it was like proof of concept again, I guess. I was like, oh, nice. At least I know it works. It's cool to see. But I think what really hit me was the contrast and how quickly you could change your life and how much control you actually have. 2 weeks ago, I was working at a fun fair. I still was, by the way. 2 weeks later, I could technically quit because I was now making money online. It's like not long ago, I was like, I'm done with business. This isn't for me. I quit. And now I was like back in the game. Obviously now I was on calls with coaches that I was working with that were making tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars per month. And at the beginning, the money didn't really feel like all that. It was more so kind of knowing that I could do it again and knowing that I could actually do it. There was proof of concept. Over time, I built up and I got a better network, and better offers started coming my way too. And within a pretty short window, I was on offers doing over $100,000 per month. At one point, I negotiated a $1,500 per month base pay on one offer because I was crushing it, and I was like, if you want me to stay, if you want me to lock in, I want a higher base pay. And about 3 months in, I was averaging like $6,000 a month, which is like $1,500 per week. Okay, so the money was cool. $1,500 a week at 19 is great. Most people would tell that story and stop there. But if you stop the story there, you completely miss what actually changed, because the money wasn't the real win for me. The biggest thing that came back to me was a sense of direction in my life again. You know, before setting, I was ready to quit my fun fair job and go back to university and get a degree and do that whole thing, which I'm not against. It just wasn't aligned with me. It wasn't my path. But after setting, I knew, like, I was so sure that business was for me. And maybe I was younger and it was too stressful and it was too difficult, but that doesn't matter because I'm not that person now. It was for me and there is a future here for me. And that obviously changed my behavior because I quit my fun fair job, I logged in, and my whole day became very mundane of just wake up and work and work and work and push. And honestly, I cut off some of my closest friends on accident because I got too obsessed, I got too overambitious, and I forgot about everybody else actually existing, which is crazy to say. That is kind of what I had to do for a while so I could get where I wanted to go as fast as possible. I'm still friends with them, by the way. I see them pretty often. We still talk. It's just one of those ones. Anyway, like I said earlier, setting put me in rooms with coaches doing hundreds of thousands of dollars per month. And what hit me was that most of them weren't really like that smart. They weren't geniuses. They weren't crazy. They just worked harder than people like me, and they would learn from their mistakes. And that broke a massive limiting belief for me because I realized I wasn't behind. It's not that I was like built differently or I was indefinitely cooked. I wasn't chopped. I just didn't really try the right thing yet. And the moment I tried, I outcompeted most setters in the space within a couple months. From there, it just kept going and going and going. You know, setting gave me money, money gave me options. Options gave me the ability to move to Marbella on a 4 a.m. epiphany moment whim with my boys. Marbella gave me more exposure to better people, which gave me more opportunities and bigger opportunities. I then went and did management, which has now led me to today where I'm building Setters Academy. Setting didn't just teach me how to book in sales calls. It taught me that the reason I was where I was is because of me. And the reason I could go anywhere from here is also because of me. It made me realize that I have so much more control of my life than I thought. I want to speak to you directly if you're watching this. If you have no skill, no plan, you feel behind, you've watched like 50 of these videos and you still don't know what to pick. You don't need a perfect business. You're not going to make $1 million company your first time around. I promise you. I've tried. Right now, you need self-conviction that you even can. You need proof of concept that you are even built for this. And that will come from learning one skill. You need one skill that gets you around better people. Because at the end of the day, the skill or the first thing you do is not the destination. It is like just the entryway. It is the door that you are taking. And more importantly, it is the first door you are taking. You will have many more. The barrier to entry is so much lower than you think, I promise you. Because like I said before, the people that are winning, the people I've worked with, the people making hundreds of thousands of dollars per month, they're not geniuses, dude. They're not more gifted. They don't have better abilities. They're not crazy insane. You can do it too. Look, setting is not the dream, but it is the first move. If you focus on the skill, the money will come. If you just try it for a few months, you will get further ahead than most people who didn't even try anything, because most people don't try anything at all. Before we wrap this up, I need to kill the whole dream selling angle, because I'm not some online guru. I'm not selling you the dream. I'm not going to turn you into a millionaire. Setting is by no means the holy grail. It's not going to turn you into a millionaire. It's not going to let you travel the world spending money without caring. What it actually is technically an internship that you are getting paid for. You're learning real skills from real operators while making real money. That is the value. And unlike most people, I'm also going to tell you the dark side, because you're going to have slow weeks. You're going to have slow months. You're going to have periods where you feel useless, periods where you wonder why you're even doing this. You might get fired. You might have a bad first offer. You might do all the inputs for a while and still not get the output. And then it is your responsibility and your problem to figure out why. That is the part nobody will tell you about. You are able to take responsibility and take control, and that will teach you business. I'm not gonna lie to you, I've had weeks where I genuinely thought, why the hell am I doing this? Why don't I get a job? Why don't I go get a degree? But it opens doors nothing else opens. I'm telling you this story because if I, at 19, working a funfair job in a small town in Ireland, could find one skill that changed the whole direction of my life, then I know you can as well. The skill does not have to be setting, but setting is the cleanest first move I've ever seen for someone who has no skill, no plan, and feels behind. That's exactly why we built Setters Academy the way we built it. Not to teach you setting like it's the end goal, but to get you the skill to get you placed on a real offer and use it as your first step into something bigger, the same way I did. First link in the description if you want to see how it works. Either way, just start something. I will see you there.